Question number 8, Phil Twyford.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister of Local Government, does he agree with the Prime Minister that, for all intents and purposes, the decision on the northern boundary of the supercity has been made?
The Honourable Rodney Hyde.
Mr Speaker, it's my observation that the Prime Minister is invariably right, although sometimes not as centre-right as I myself would prefer. Cabinet has decided the Government's position on the northern boundary of Auckland. The final decision on the northern boundary will be made by Parliament when it considers the local government Auckland Council bill.
Phil Twyford.
Supplementary. What other issues have been decided by Cabinet in advance of the Select Committee recommendations, given that Māori representation and the boundaries have been predetermined?
The Honourable Rodney Hyde.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Well, let me inform the member that it's a standard part of the legislative process when a department is preparing its report for the Select Committee to ensure that the departmental report reflects the government's position. Cabinet is a forum where the government confirms or decides its position. I'm sure the Select Committee, which the member is a part, will consider the departmental advice along with all other submissions that have been put to it, and in the end they decide on the form of the bill that will be reported back to the House. That's the process that Government and Parliament follow, and I look forward to the member studying it and getting the hang of it eventually.
Phil Twyford.
Supplementary, Mr Speaker. What does he say to the mayors of Kaipara and Rodney and the ARC chairman, all of whom are opposed to the Cabinet's decision to override the Select Committee and the Local Government Commission and set the northern boundary itself?
The Honourable Rodney Hyde.
Well, it would be helpful, Mr Speaker, if the member would listen to the answers to the questions that he seeks, that it's the practice for departmental reports to reflect the government's position. The Rodney and Kaipara people, along with other Aucklanders, have had the opportunity to make submissions to the Auckland Governance Legislation Committee about all aspects of the legislation. I've been informed that a number of submissions were received on the northern boundary, and those submissions have been carefully considered by the Select Committee, along with all the other submissions. I'm also aware that members of the committee have been listening to the people, and indeed I would imagine that I've had very good reports from the people of Kaipara and Rodney that the local member John Carter has been doing a great job.
Phil Twyford.
Supplementary. Does he agree with the former Royal Commissioner David Shand that the Cabinet decision on the northern boundary will lead to substantial coastal development? And who does he believe stands to benefit from turning our northern beaches into a mini-surface paradise?
The Honourable Rodney Hyde.
No, I don't agree with him.